Great. All right, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Appreciate you all being here. We'll call to order the Criminal Justice and Public Safety Emergency Services Committee meeting for May 21st, 2024. First order of business to approve the minutes of the prior committee meeting. Motion by Supervisor Conover, second Supervisor Strainer. Any discussion or question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We'll begin with the assigned council agenda, and we have our assigned council administrator, Julie Garcia, with us. And 2 items and 3 discussion items. The first request is approved change order to add 10 additional Laserfish licenses. Julie, you want to explain anything further?
Yeah, so the Laserfish licenses are what we use in the assigned council office as billing software. The attorneys enter their time into the program, and then they submit their voucher to us. We approve it. It goes to the judge approves it, then it goes to our auditor's office. So we need 10 additional licenses to just have as we add attorneys to the panel. Laserfish has agreed that they won't bill us for these licenses until they're activated. I don't think we'll have to activate all 10 of them, but I know that we could probably activate at least 3 of them at this point. So I would just ask that you approve that for us.
Okay, motion to move this forward. Supervisor Strainer, second Supervisor Driscoll. Any discussion or questions for Julie?
Just to, for clarification, the motion should be to amend the contract that was entered into pursuant to, resolution 491 of 2023. So this is just an amendment to add licenses. I just want
All
to
right.
add that
so
out there.
You approve that?
Sure.
Driscoll, all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Julie, a second item is to increase the revenue budget by $25,106.
Yes, I should have said amend, not increase. So we want to amend the budget to reflect carryover money from 2023. That's available in distribution 13.
Okay. Motion to approve this request. Supervisor Strainer, Supervisor Gilligan on a second. Questions, discussion items? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Julie, we've got 3 discussion items. The first is 2023 total reimbursement for an increase.
Yes, as you all know, the state increased the amount, the hourly rate for attorneys in April of 2023. I just wanted to report to the board that we spent over $1 million on 18B assigned counsel, and we were able to claim approximately $250,000 of that money will be returned to us by New York State because they agreed to pay for half of the increase.
Any questions on that item? Supervisor Conover.
Yeah, this had to do with the state establishing a minimum hourly rate of for the attorney, how much?
$158 an hour.
$58 an hour, just so everyone understands what's created this budget.
Okay. The next involves a contract end date of March 2023.
Yeah, so we had the Harrell Herring contract. The 5-year contract just ended in 2023. We just renewed the next 5-year contract that's been approved by the state, I believe. And the next step would be to have it approved by the board. I just wanted to bring to your attention that the assigned counsel under that contract, we had $547,000 in grant funding from the state, but we left $362,000 of the grant on the table. So that's money that we did not use. We only claimed $185,000 under that contract, and we could have claimed $547,000. I only bring that to your attention because going forward, I believe that we have the money from the state and Harrell Herring to build the assigned counsel program by adding different positions and by increasing the level of service that we provide to the indigent in Warren County. So, I mean, it's unfortunate that we weren't able to spend $362,000 in grant money. That's a lot of money to leave. But I did have a conversation with Indigent Legal Services, and I told them that we're going to be in a much better position under this next 5-year contract to utilize all the funds that were provided to us by the state by building a mentoring program, a second seat program, or whatever the next administrator thinks is the most important project to build on.
Any questions on this? All right, and then the last one is a transition to sign council administrator. Before you talk about that, let me just, on behalf of this committee, and certainly I would think on behalf of our board, we thank you for your service and acknowledge your professionalism, the credibility that you brought to this position. We're sorry to see you leave and certainly wish you well and success in all your future endeavors. But thank you very much for all that you've done.
You're welcome. And I wanted to put that on my list of discussion items so I could thank all of you for giving me the opportunity to work for the people in Warren County. It's truly been a great experience. The county is very supportive. Everyone was very supportive of our department. It was a little chaotic when I first came in, but everything is stabilized now pretty much. The office is running well. And the transition now, I understand that Brian from the Public Defender's Office is going to take my place, which I think is a wonderful choice. Brian's been working in government for a very long time. I wasn't aware that he used to be a public defender in St. Lawrence County. So I think he comes with a lot of government experience. And I do believe because of his time in the Public Defender's Office, it's going to be a much smoother transition than when I came in because he's familiar with a lot of how the government works. And he's familiar with the different programs that ILS wants to build upon. And I think he's going to be a great addition to the assigned counsel program. So that being said, I really appreciate all your support. I can't thank everyone enough. It's been a great experience. I'm not leaving the position because I'm unhappy. I just learned that I miss the courtroom a lot more than I thought I would. So I'm looking forward to going back into the courtroom. Plus, I can keep an eye on Supervisor Garrity if I'm up in Warrensburg more than I'm down.
We appreciate that.
I thought you might. Any
So
questions?
any other comments from our committee members or administrator? Anybody want to offer anything? No? Julie, thank you. We wish you well.
Thank you so much. I
Are you
appreciate
here
it.
till the end of next week or what's?
I'm here. The last day in the office will be May 31st.
Okay,
Okay, so
thank you.
thanks.
We appreciate
I'll
it.
see you up in Warrensburg.
All right. I neglected to offer privilege of the floor when we started, so let me do that now. Is there any comments, privilege of the floor from the committee members, from other supervisors, members of the public? All right. Seeing none, let me move on to the public defender agenda. We've got 5 items and a request items and a couple of discussion items. The first 4 are contracts, but they're all different, so I guess we'll take them one at a time. The first is to enter into a new contract for the second statewide expansion of the Earl Herring reforms.
Yes, so that is to enter into the new contract that actually Julie was just discussing. It's a 3-year contract. It is the next contract. We had the Earl Herring 5-year. This is the 3-year. It continues those funds. So we'd like to enter into that next contract.
Okay, motion to move this request forward. Supervisor Strainer, second. Supervisor Mayday. Any questions, discussions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. The second request is to enter into a new contract for 4th council at first appearance grant. Go ahead.
So this one is the CAFA grant. This one is to continue the funding from the first, second, and third. Again, it's the same funding. We, can use it for the same items in our budget. So it's to enter into the 4th CAFA grant with ILS.
Supervisor Driscoll on second, Supervisor Mayday. Questions, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Third item is to enter a new contract for distribution number 14. Can you explain that for us?
14 is the next one grant following numbers 2, 5, 8, and 11. So 14 is the one that continues the funding from those.
All right. Motion to move this forward. Supervisor Mayday, Supervisor Gilligan on the second. Questions, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Fourth request is to enter into a new contract for 4th upstate quality improvement and caseload reduction grant.
This one is to enter into the 4th grant for upstate quality. And again, it's following grants 1, 2, and 3. Same funding, just to continue that source.
All right, motion to move this forward. Supervisor Strainer, second. Supervisor Driscoll, discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Fifth request is to transfer funds from the Earl Herring salaries, regular to overtime.
So we do have a vacant position that was primarily responsible for handling a lot of our e-discovery download. With that vacant position, that's put some of that responsibility onto the support staff members. So we're seeking to use overtime pay to get some of that job function completed. Harrell Herring did approve the overtime line, so this will be 100% reimbursable.
Motion move forward Supervisor Strainer, second. Supervisor Mayday. On a questions, Administrator?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I believe items 1 through 4 are renewals basically of existing contracts. So I think they can all be taken together in one resolution instead of, is that true? You're just continuing a previous contract, which we have to establish new contract.
As I understood it, these are new contracts. I can clarify that, but that was how I understood it.
Well, we passed them individually, but if there's a change for the board, then we can do that. They'll be separate. Okay. All right. Any other question, discussion on that item? Supervisor Driscoll.
Aaron, how long is that, quest number 5 position been vacant?
That position has been vacant, I want to say for about 4 or 5 weeks.
Okay.
We've had it posted. We received applications in on it. So now
Good.
we're at the interview process.
Oh, great, okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Aaron, you got the discussion item and a few pending items. You want to go ahead with the first discussion?
Sure. At the April committee meeting, Amy Secor of the probation department recognized those who assisted with the Y Reconnects grant. Dylan Swartner of the public defender's office, he's the case manager and was unable to attend that meeting due to a last minute client transportation request. So he joined us today to briefly be recognized for his role. More specifically, he worked diligently on the Google Map portion of this project. So if you can please join me in recognizing Dylan for his efforts on the program. Thank you.
Thank you for being with us. We appreciate it. All right, you have a referral pending item. That's a referral from Personnel Administration and Higher Education to address the request to increase the salary of the third Assistant Public Defender from 74,865 to 80,521 during the budget preparation process for 2024. Give us a background.
So I'd actually like to make a request to table this, so we can put it into our budget. So we,
Supervisor Conover.
Table.
Table.
That's a referral item, so we table this committee, but you can approve it.
Oh,
Let's remove it.
okay. Supervisor Conover agrees with that. Second, Supervisor Driscoll. Any further discussion or questions on it? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Aaron, anything else?
that's all.
Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Last organization for this morning is the Office of Emergency Services. We have our director with us this morning. We got 2 items. The first resolution request the transfer of funds from A 3410-130 Fire Prevention and Control salaries part-time to A 3410-260 Fire Prevention and Control other equipment in the amount of $4,000. And we got an attachment for background. Anne Marie, you want to fill us in further?
Yes, so we filled the positions. We hired 2 part-time fire investigators and 1 part-time helper. And they were hired at the end of April, 1 the very beginning of May. So we have some funds left in the salary because it was budgeted as of 1/1 for January 1st. So we would like to move that money into the equipment fund so we can purchase equipment for them.
All right, motion move this Supervisor Conover. Second, Supervisor Gilligan. Discussion or questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Second request is a resolution to award bid Warren County 3624 and establish a new contract with FR6 for the provision of assistance with domestic terrorism, prevention planning, training, and exercise activities. Anne Marie?
Yes. So we're requesting to award the bid to FR6. I feel after we've reviewed the vendors that submitted proposals for that they would give us the best value. They are actually would be satisfying the criteria that we're looking for to the highest degree of the other vendors.
Very good. Motion to move this request forward by Supervisor Driscoll, second Supervisor Mayday. Any further discussion or questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Anne Marie, anything else for us today?
Nope, that's it.
Well, thank you very much for being with us. Supervisor Garrity, question?
Action item one, facilities involved,
Yes, we are.
so this is augmenting.
It will augment that. Yes, we're gonna be working out a system with Glens Falls and our two fire investigators to do a rotation. And then one would supplement the other if the other was not available during their rotation time.
Contract.
It does, yes.
Any other questions for Anne Marie? Seeing none, Anne Marie, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We have no other signed business today, so I'll open up privilege of the floor. Committee members, any issues? Other supervisors, members of the public? Seeing none, accept the motion to adjourn. Supervisor Strainer, second. Supervisor Mayday. Discussion or questions on the adjournment? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.